Hey everyone, thank you for watching all the Eggs Cup videos. This is going to be the grand finale. It is an awesome match. Just want to say a big thank you for everyone who's watched the videos, who watched the stream, and who donated. We raised $100 for Movember, and I'm really happy that we did that. But also, I'm just glad that we can enjoy some Heroes of the Storm. So enjoy this epic grand final. Game number one here between Watchparty and Please Buff Illidan in our grand finals of the Eggs Cup Movember edition. Thank you everybody who has been watching along. It has been phenomenal to do this. And these two teams are certainly the best of the best. It's been sad to see some of those people like Norway, Team Norway, Franco's Egg Apostles, and Team Cat Blue, who along with Team Liquid Metal, all of which who've been knocked out today. But thank you very much for putting aside your Saturdays to come play in this tournament for the glorious Eggs Cup.
I do believe they were cat green.
Yes, you're right. Sorry.
Look at this though. The ban pattern doesn't appear to have been changing. Brightwing, Hanzo not going to feature in these games. The teams do not want to play against the Polymorph, and they do not want to play against the Dragon Arrow. Such strong, impactful tools that can exist in the fights, and it will be very interesting to see what our teams bring out. Are we going to see Mopsio on something like the Muradin, like the Diablo? Are we going to see the Genji or the Maiev going over to the side of Watchparty?
Yeah, this is definitely a big one. This is an absolute monster, and like we've seen these two teams face off each other previously, but never quite like this. You know, Watchparty in the qualifiers, they're very relaxed, and it seems like today they have turned up to take names and take people down.
Yeah, and Please Buff Illidan as well have been on absolute tear. They've had to come through the lower bracket, so they've got a lot of games under their belt, but it never for a moment felt like the momentum wasn't with them. They've been chucking teams aside. But Dahaka on first pick coming in for Watchparty, and Junkrat Blaze is going to be the return here, as once again those two offlaners just dominating the proceedings today, Trans.
Yeah, Junkrat and Blaze, of course, are those power picks. You know, you said they've dominated the proceeding. Blaze has just been that front line who have been there every single time, smashing into the enemy team, getting those big AoE stuns. And Junkrat, it's not necessarily the damage that Junkrat's been bringing, it's bringing that control. And just that extra sense of being able to do macro on top of it. Tyrande and Diablo come out, so if we're talking about burst, this looks like a burst composition from Watchparty.
Statement of intent there from Watchparty. Tyrande, not the most meta pickup, but can be quite strong and has incredible blow up. They're not going to wait for their opponents to try and find them. They're going to go and shred anything in front of them, and Diablo has a very reliable delivery system for that Tyrande. So if they've practiced this, if Ranella and anyone are used to playing together, they might be able to blow up all sorts of stuff. The Maiev ban shows the fear that Please Buff Illidan have as well of this heavy engage, and I wonder what will it be that Mopsio wants to play into something that can blow up almost any tank.
Yeah, so it's a tough one. Obviously, they do like that Muradin, but it's just going to get locked down every single
And it's
time.
I don't know. I think the Muradin is going to be killable. I think the ETC might be able to actually scam the Diablo quite often. The Johanna's an option. The Anubrak as well, that does make a lot of sense. And the White Mane has so much potential healing output, but has to be careful that she is never in range herself.
Yeah, so with this, you know, it's going to keep her topped up, but is that burst protection going to be enough? She's got very sort of decent, like, it's mid-level healing. Like, if you can't get that initial burst done, she'll keep you alive after that. It's whether the amount of damage the Watchparty can throw at a target, is it going to be enough to get through before White Mane's able to do anything? And they're going for Zagara and Tracer, which, to me, isn't a great deal, and actually I'm a bit worried for this Tracer, who might get pointed at, laughed at, and reduced in damage, and also potentially rooted by this White Mane.
I do think you have to consider though the risk of a White Mane standing still and channeling. I think I like this adaptation. They've decided that the Anubrak is a difficult target. He can often get his E off and get away, and so instead the Tracer is going to try and get them create disruption in the backline so that the Diablo and the Trunda are more likely to be able to get in there and get themselves the picks.
So, Greymane as that last pick. Towers of Doom, of course, it's all about that bottom lane. Who's going to be picking up those camps? Who's going to be taking that bell tower? Luca.
On the left-hand side, they got here through the upper bracket finals. Transparent has given me Watch Party to introduce. Runella is going to be playing Tyrande. Anyone, the substitute coming in on the Diablo. Morenas playing Dahaka. Lapaka on Zagara. And Bishops will be Tracer.
And on the red team, they've battled their way through the lower bracket, only competing in the final qualifier, but taking it all. It is Please Buff Illidan with Mopsio on Anubrak, Alvarez on the Greymane, Arian on Greymane actually, Alvarez is on the Junkrat, Gamer Boy is on Whitemane, and Cesabos on Blaze.
And already Tracer coming under fire. Nice blink there, and Blaze was going to try and get the stun in, but as Cesabos licked his lips, Morenas appeared behind on the Dahaka and just said, no, you're coming back here with me. Nice first blow, and you can see already both teams incredibly precise and incredibly accurate in their engages. But as the dust settles, no real advantage to anyone. And we're going to see Bishops on this Tracer spend a lot of the game bullying Cesabos, trying to make life difficult for them. But while they're doing this, they are going to have to be careful bottom side. Zagara is not that strong at level 1. Lapaka could be a little bit of point of weakness.
What a great rotation, though, from the red team, though. As soon as Blaze isn't able to rotate, the red team instantly rotate themselves to mid lane. Oh, and anyone in a lot of trouble right now as Junkrat gets the boop. Anyone really isn't going to be able to get away unless they find Shadow Charge onto the mercenary camp. But Arion, a nice good auto attack to finish them off.
But the blue team aren't going to give it up, though, Trans, are they? In comes the dig from Dahaka. Look at that. They know there's a Junkrat. They're not playing for the point. The camp goes over to the red team, but the kills are on the side of the blue team. Fantastic decision-making there from Morenas, saying, I don't want to get Junkrat booped out of this fight. I don't care about the camp. I want a double kill. Yeah,
really, really well done. You're absolutely right. They focused on the kills, going for the momentum rather than the camp. And of course, they've had a little bit of the wind taken out of their sails because that camp's gone over. But it's just keeping it even, and this is the match we've been looking forward to all night. People have been calling this as the playoff final until the very start, and look at this. A great engage here from the side of the blue team, but a good adaptation from Cesabos means that Arion almost gets away. But the pressure of Watch Party is too much. Speaking of too much, Zagara goes down on the bot. I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm. I am a little bit worried about this Lapaka Zagara, not because I think Lapaka's bad or anything, but I think that Zagara is so wide, and Mopsio's engages are so easy to connect on it, and then Junkrat's mines are so easy to get on it. I'm not sure it can ever be truly safe left alone in this bottom lane. And the way the blue team like to play, they want to leave Zagara alone for an extended period of time. I do think that Junkrat Zagara matchup is something that early game at least is going to be so favorable for the red team.
Oh, anyone here dancing around the Junkrat mines as much as they can. They have got their twinkle toes on today as they have been avoiding every single explosion. But Mopsio here finds a stun on Diablo as Greymane tries to get onto the Zagara. Still, anyone gets the flip. Doesn't quite connect with the Tyrande stun, unfortunately. But Alvira still, with that armor reduction from Tyrande, is trying to put the pressure on this red team. And our first objective phase has started. And this is where one of these teams will really show their might.
Yeah, Cesabos topside isn't chapping his own. Instead, going to try and stop the Pyro down from Dahaka, making that a complicated choice for them. But now that bot fight, so much explosion, and yet no one going down, Trans.
Yeah, so blue team, they're going to have to rotate around a little bit. And, Blaze looking to get an interrupt here. And they could be going for the 40-0. It's a long way to go for it. Moranis is channeling. But will the blue team allow this? Will they do it? Once again, they've left that Junkrat in the bot lane. But the rest of the blue team have rotated up. They try to get onto Mopsio. But Mopsio able to burrow charge while that shadow charge was happening from Diablo.
Yeah, all of us in charge over here. The tanks charging all over the place, Trans. But again, Mopsio realizing that the team were rotating up on him, didn't want to make it difficult. But bot side, Lapaka making a fool out of me. Earlier I said that the Zagara not so favored, but in this straight 1v1, able to get Junkrat into a terrible position and get a lovely pick off. The rest of the team are rotating in here now as the 4v4 comes down. Lapaka is ready to join in. There is an advantage for the blue team. Sisyphos falling low here. It gets a great stun, but will it be enough? Even a white main cannot get them out of that. Morena's trying to lick Gamer Boy, but not able to get his tongue anywhere near the white main.
Really?
At the end, though, another lead built for Watchparty.
Really nice for Bishops. They dodged out on the Blaze Stun initially, which allowed them to keep pressuring forward. And yeah, Watchparty, they're a strong team. They've not been showing their hand all tournament, but here today, they have come out swinging. And these egg cups, they are more than just egg cups. It's the pride to go forward and say that you have won the Eggs Cup. You have won the premium tournament of November, and you are now looking at a champion as the red team take their siege camp, and they'll be thinking about when are they going to turn this momentum. Is that level 10 going to be enough?
Yeah, definitely looking to try and get themselves back into this game. The cocoon is going to be helpful, the bunker as well. We can see Arian trying to stack that Wizened Duelist up so that when he goes in for the engages later on, he has more pressure too. But at the end of the day, the way the red team or the blue team are playing has been so effective in this game one. I think the red team have to be a little bit tighter on their rotation, and they cannot let themselves get caught, because if they do, they will be punished.
Yeah, a little bit of poke battle happening here. And actually, Mopsio commits onto Bishops, who does dart away. Still, Mopsio's rotation is going to be delayed. And all while this happens, the blue team are only ever rotating Tracer, Tyrande, and Diablo up as Zagara stays bot, clears the wave, and tries to get some pressure on. Level 10's now here. Let's see what the blue team do.
Yeah, we can see Bishops try and bully Sisyphos away from this cap. They want to get themselves this slight lead in the objective, but Blaze is so annoying. He is going to try and stop this cap going through, and look at that, the oil on fire is going to be enough. Bishops is now going to try and kill the Blaze, and he's going to get one more interrupt out, but eventually the cap will go over to the blue team. But the red team have numbers up here. Zagara is bottom side. Mopsio doesn't quite have 10 yet. He so badly wants to cocoon something, and he might go down before he gets the chance. Mopsio is now ISO'd, but Whitemane keeping him up. The 10s are in. It's going to be Riptide and Cocoon. The Maw does not connect, but we're 5v5 now. Diablo, with a huge amount of spell power, is going to try and Lightning Breath, but the bunker to keep them all safe from Sisyphos is huge, but he is deep now. Blaze will fall first. The web is onto Zagara, but she is going to be get out by her teammates. 1-0, but an incredibly close fight, Chan.
So close, and they are pushing forward with these. You know, we had Whitemane able to get that healing through. The isolation landing on Nubarak, not onto Whitemane, allowing that for happening. And now the blue team, 6 kills to 2. They are ahead. They have an advantage, and they are looking to put macro on as well. Dahaka has to be careful. Low on mana and health. Will be backing away, but it's all about this bot lane now. Zagara, after months and months, minutes and minutes of tireless aggression against this bottom lane, has finally got the gates at almost both towers.
Yeah, slowly opening it up. They're going to be able to get their own siege camp now, and if they can push that in as well, that'll get them a lot more value. But the red team, they're rotating down. Look at Bishops. He's looking for Blaze, but Blaze is already on the camp. Not going to find any rotation there, I'm afraid, Tracer. And the red team are done in time. They're going to try and get this invade up. Dahaka can dig, but he's also close enough that he can just walk in. Diablo taking a lot of damage here. Mopsio gets onto the point, and then anyone's like, no, you don't. Gamer Boy, though, is in danger, is going to get licked. The web on Diablo is going to be enough to allow Whitemane to leave, and now Dahaka looks caught out.
Yeah, big stuns on them as Nubarak able to burrow charge away. Sisyphos in a little bit of trouble themselves. Anyone looking for that charge, but it's not quite landing on, and both teams able to rotate away without anyone too lost. Haplaka interrupted in that and says, fine, if you're going to interrupt me, I'm coming for the fight.
Yeah, Lapaka on the Zagara, happy to get involved, but I think delay is not on the side of the red team. 13s are almost in now here for their opponents, as Mopsio can't quite catch that Zagara. Anyone's coming in though. The Blaze Stun not quite enough. The Tyrande able to get the Diablo out, and now 1 kill down. Dahaka needs to be careful, but I don't think the red team have legs here.
The value of this Junkrat trap has been so much. It's been zoning away, making sure that Diablo can't stay in the team fights, can't be aggressive, and has kept the red team alive, essentially, for so long. Now, once again, it's a burrow charge onto the Zagara, but it's going to be an engaged, sloppy one from Renella and anyone, as the rest of the red team now come in, try to make something happen, but a lightning breath comes out, a healing as well from the flame stop, and everyone's either in a bunker, in the moor, or is being taken down as the blue team are able to find this first kill in this team fight.
What a fantastic Moor to turn that fight around, Trans. Tyrande getting just enough healing out onto Diablo to keep them up whilst the engage went out. But Hopaka turning the fight in that moment. Bishops does not want to let the opponents back away. Is going to try and bully Mopsio a little bit, but we're going to see this building start falling, Trans.
I mean, we had Dino first pick Tracer earlier on, and we sort of questioned the value that it might have. Like first picking Tracer. Obviously, Bishops didn't first pick it here, but this is the power that Tracer has as a hero. Just being able to harass, being able to keep you on your toes. And look at this. Sazabos lands just one stun onto anyone. The rest of the blue team feeling confident, still just backing away as the hacker has been toiling on top lane.
Oh, Engage going to try and come out onto Bishops here. Moxio not quite able to connect it here, but you're not wrong. The blue team have such a good setup on the map here. If they get one good fight, they could turn this potentially even scenario into almost a 6 cap. The Minions might even take top as well if they're left alone, but it looks like Sosabos is going to be there in time to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you want to keep it at that low amount so you can get it for the objective. Out comes the hacker, manages to find the isolation onto Gamerboy. The silence runs out, they're still blind, and as they try to get on there, the Maw doesn't connect. Renella in a lot of trouble. Tyrande can be so vulnerable when pressured. It's a trade for a kill. Tyrande goes down for Greymane. Whitemane finally goes down, as does Junkrat. And the blue team, although they might lose Diablo here, they have Tracer who can pressure onto the rest of the Reds.
Yeah, no way out for Sesabos. He's going to try and do something to Hopaka. Oh, running away doesn't seem like an option.
Hopaka just dancing there with their body blocks, but it's a great tongue, and Blaze does go down.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever going to be able to walk away from that.
16-14. Please Buff Illidan looked so strong earlier today, and now the Watchparty are finding that ability to dismantle them, are finding that ability to find the weaknesses in Please Buff Illidan. This Towers of Doom game is slowly going the way of the Blues, but is there an opportunity for the Reds?
Yeah, I think the red team have to get 16. They might be able to accelerate that by recapping a bell tower. And then once they've got that 16, they have to come out and win a big fight. If they can pull that off, it is Towers of Doom. They might be able to stabilize the map. But as it stands, I'm worried that they're going to lose mid before they get to 16.
Yeah, of course, they do have a fairly decent amount of damage. Greymane, Blaze, and Junkrat can always pop a target if they're able to do so. Out comes the Burrow Charge. Guns on over to Diablo. Still damage onto damage. They go for the Zagara. They manage to get it. Anyone's still alive for the time being, but out comes that Riptire. Can they time it in time for Tracer? No, they don't manage to find it, but it is onto Diablo and Tyrande. Sesabos in a lot of trouble. Doesn't have bunker. Will be traded potentially for Diablo, but no. Kept alive by Gamerboy. Blaze is just untouchable sometimes.
Yeah, that was the fight that the Please Buff Illidan seriously needed. That's going to make some space for them to start recapping bell towers, and that's going to give them the XP that they need, because remember, unlike the other maps, Towers of Doom still gives you flat experience when you kill the towers. And we can see them now running into this bottom fort. They're going to take out as much of that as they can. But topside, Bishops is playing with Mopsio, but he has so many beetles that bomb is never going to connect.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get anything like that onto the big beetle, but as we now have the bottom bell tower taken by the red team. Yeah, finally an even fight opportunity for the Reds. They took that last fight a talent tier down. Arian's actually going for the siege camp. And Blacka is going to scatter out using those Zerglings, but still taken over as Diablo just wasn't quite in position.
Apologies for my co-caster's atrocious StarCraft knowledge. Those are, of course, Roachlings.
Oh, sorry.
I'm disappointed. It's immeasurable, and my day has indeed been ruined. They're going to take mid building here, though. This is a potential end with the 2 caps and the boss. The red team are not out of the woods, but says the boss has found Lapaka, and he is just going. Trace is capping the top part altar, but if they get kills, that's okay. Says the boss, though. Oh, what a massive shield Blaze has on 16, and Diablo is getting low here. Gonna try and pop some spell armor, but is it gonna be enough? Trace is in a web, but oh no, Greymane, is he too deep? No, he's not. He's got a white main. Renella is the one to fall first. They are gonna trade it out though, 2 for 1, 3 for 1, and the blue team have found the last fight they needed in this game. Double capping will be enough to end the core, and they are taking a 1-0 lead for these fantastic Ed Cups.
Yes, GG, well played. Game number 1 to Watchparty.
Like all the others.
GG. Look, I'm not one for StarCraft knowledge. I don't know too much about it all. But yes, yeah, welcome, by the way. I have hydrated myself. I didn't update all of those things. And although it was 17-7, you know, I still see the light for Please Buff Illidan. They can get back into this. This is only a best of 3. I know it's a grand finals, and you know a lot of them are best of 5, but it's a long day. It's been a long tournament. And Please Buff Illidan just need to win 2 to get back into this. Game number 2 here in our grand final of the Eggs Cup. The winner of this match will take home Egg Cups for their team members. Watchparty are 1 game away.
It's match point for Watchparty indeed. Please Buff Illidan. Gonna need to bring something special out. I wonder if this is where the Illidan draft comes in, and then when they lose, at least they have a good excuse, right? Illidan too weak, should have been buffed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've not picked Illidan yet. Maybe that's what they need to do.
That's because he needs buffs. He needs buffs. That's why.
Please buff him.
Please, Blizzard. They would have won if you just buffed Illidan. I mean, maybe they would just have had Illidan banned against them, but let's not dive into that rabbit hole.
No, let's not swiftly strike into it. No, wait, hang on. That's not what it's called. That's Genji. As we have Hanzo banned out here, typically against Bishops. Right wing banned, enabling some pressure around the map, of course. It's not just the polymorph that negates Genji's effectiveness. It's also that healing, being able to get to someone very quickly. Just like Genji can when those ganks happen.
Yeah, and the spell armor as well for the X strike can be very good in the team fights. It's almost like they built a fantastic counter to Genji before they put Genji in the game, and then still put him in the game anyway. And why did you do that? That was silly. But Lucio going to be banned as well here. Both the high mobile support's going to get taken away. So both teams looking for the opportunity to maybe kill the healer in longer fights.
Yeah, Lucio obviously gone. Tanks still all unavailable for the teams. And this is going to be a hard predict for sure. Because I feel like that game number 1 is going to have angered Please Buff Illidan. And I reminded them that it's only a best of 3. They need to pull it out. Sylvanas.
If they are angry, there might be some hatred for their opponents to feel.
From Valor or from Mephisto?
From 10,000 years.
Ah, from Illidan.
You know it's late.
Yeah, it's only 5 o'clock.
God, it doesn't feel like 5.
We thought this would go on a lot longer today, but we've had some swift series. We've had some good series as well. But it's going to be the Genji and the ETC. ETC being the surprise hero of the day, everybody.
But hold on, because with the Haka ban, this might be offlane ETC. And that's more legal. That's acceptable as a choice. I think they're very open with that ETC pick. They've got potential global, and they've got Genji, who loves a potential global.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this. I'm down with this drafting theory.
So, here we go.
So they've stolen it. Who knew Diablo Surrender is just the best tank heal rotation? What idiots we all were.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never would have guessed.
There we go. I mean, it's good on this map. Diablo is great on this map, right? I think that's one of the great things that you can have, a lot of slamming around.
Yeah, I like the Vikings ban. I think that the Sylph Diablo Toronto could win almost any lane that it's in, and so you need to make sure that your opponents cannot have a Vikings. I think it also adds to the idea that maybe this ETC is designed for the offlane. I like the Abathur ban in response as well, though. Abathur on top of this is looking very scary, Trans.
Rhaegar and Blaze are the picks, so still keeping with that sustain. We saw it be very effective from Please Buff Illidan, practically kept them in the game. And now here it is on the other side.
Decibos cannot have Blaze or Dahaka. Is going to have to pick a third offlaner. Unseen times here in our potential last game. Can Please Buff Illidan find the 2 picks that are going to get them through this?
Yeah, and it's going to be Chen from Cesabos. We've seen it before in the qualifiers, and Thrall. That's a lot of melee. Genji is low on targets now, but Tyranda's still very vulnerable.
I've put my points onto the Thrall, guys. Don't let me down.
Well, I mean, this is now a last pick here for Haplaka. Are they going to go for that Zagara that potentially they want to keep that pressure up? Or is it going to be something a bit
kind
more?
of big here.
The what?
You could get some pretty big Moors.
Yeah.
With Zagara.
There
It's going to be.
God, I feel so clever these days predicting these drafts.
Chances. I wish I had Chances map read. I'm also looking at myself in the little box, and I'm thinking, you remember Avatar? You remember the swamp folk?
I don't. And that's hilarious that you think like that. I think you look more like you're about to go to Jurassic Park. And here on the blue team, they are 1 game away from being our Eggs Cup champions. Supporting Movember, it is Morenas on Blaze. It is anyone on ETC. It's Haplaka on that Zagara. Ranella on the Rhaegar. And on that Genji, it is Bishops.
And our red team, I believe they've lost only their 2nd map of the entire tournament now. Can they run it back and get a reverse sweep on, or will they fall here? It is Arian on the Sylvanas, Mupsio playing Diablo, Gamerboy on Toronto, Cesabos on the Chet, and Alvarez on Thrall. And both teams look like they have somewhere to be because they are running to opposite lanes and hammering on the door, Trans.
Yeah, one team has a Sylvanas, one team has a Zagara, but one team has a Blaze smacking into that red team. However, Mopsio smacks them right back. Toronto with the stun, but here comes ETC. Mopsio is going to be in danger. Power slide still available. Anyone goes for the body block as well, but Morenas falls so low. This could go either way, and it's going to be a trade in kills.
Yeah, meanwhile in the top lane, the pressure is massive. Cesabos is doing his best to deal with it, but the Chen at level 1 doesn't have the same power that it might want. Ranella is now in danger, though. Thrall coming in. Alvarez is going to get another kill here, and that is 2 for 1 in favor of the red team. But maybe not for long. Bishops is in the top lane now. Cesabos is low, but the Chen, with that globe at level 1, is going to have enough health.
Yeah, they've picked up 1 globe so far, and that kept them going for a little bit longer. Of course, as that does increase that regeneration time. As we do have Arian trying to pressure this bot lane with the Gamerboy. This map is so spread now. The 2 halves, yin and yang almost, as Chen tries to find balance in the top lane. Sylvanas just tries to find destruction in the bottom. Mopsio now looking at Bishops, doesn't quite find the stun against the wall, perhaps a millimeter away too far, and anyone is rotating around. Block party here for the ETC, and as a Thrall enthusiast, how's Thrall into ETC?
That's largely, you're quite happy about the ETC. He can kill you. I mean, he can slide you and the team can kill you, but otherwise the root denies his slide, which is really big. Sunder is really scary for ETCs to have to play into, though they are a little bit late on that invade. That's a real shame. I think the downside you have is, unlike stuff like Diablo, it's not necessarily as quick to engage, and so you're not getting as much value as Cesabos. Surely goes down here. Bishops, though, is going to fall first. Cesabos has the E. Oh, no. He's done it again, Trans.
That is the power of Chen, everybody at home. The buffer as well, drinking their way through. And, of course, Blacker was trying their best to give them the space they needed, but unfortunately, yeah, the fort, still a very effective use. Boss tanks so much damage here from the shields. Rhaegar goes down in the mid lane. I was too busy watching for Chen.
Yeah, Chen still just about able to survive. Unfortunately, he can't really clear the lane up, but he's going to have his whole health bar back in about 10 seconds. So Alpaca does have to be careful. They are going to get some good pressure from this tower from what they'd built, but Boss getting the compensation of the kills. Mopsio, though, is he going to be able to get the Q onto anyone? Not quite, and the flip can't come through. It was a nice try, though, and they were, again, so synced up. Gamer Boy has a stun under every single Diablo Q. It's the same theory as the Stitches hook. As soon as you see Mopsio push Q, his stun is there if he's in range.
Yeah, as they look for Hoplaka, they do take the kill down. Bishop's in a little bit of trouble there, but Arian falling lower and lower, has no mana. The sustain of Gamer Boy tries to keep them awake, tries to keep them alive, but it's a big blaze stun. Tyrande goes down, Mopsio surely next, and Alvirus turns up, gets a couple of stacks on the Wolf Quest and says, all right, guys, sorry, I couldn't do anything more.
3-minute 40, not a bad Wolf Quest, you got to say. That's, yeah. Nice, we take those. But yeah, no, the invade, the blue team just a little bit faster in that rotation. One of the big downsides to the Thrall, which the Chen you see with as well, is the macro just isn't quite there. And so it can be hard to rotate on time if you're also doing macro tasks for your team. Boss, though, has to be careful here. He's going to go in on the Genji, though. He reckons they're going to win this. The Sylph is there, and they have got more team members coming. But as the dust settles, the blue team have a fort. They have a half-level lead, and they have the first tribute. So this is a nice start for our watch party. Remember, if they win this transparent, they are the Eggs Cup 2 champions. They're going to win those little egg cups.
Yeah, and I said it earlier, you're in the same holes as Nefari, as Fizz, as even HGC players like Poik, who won the previous Eggs Cup. As we have Hoplaka in a little bit of danger down at the bottom. It's a great stun from Mopsio. They're going to get the flip. Alvirus tries to get the root follow-up, but Hoplaka walks the wrong way just to bamboozle them completely. Still, it's a great stun from Gamer Boy. And Hoplaka being very low means that the red team could try and pressure this bot lane pre-level 10.
Fantastic. Oh, big engage coming out here. Mopsio is going to not be able to get the flip off, unfortunately, on Renala, but I think fantastic rotation from Hoplaka. He knew that the Mopsio had the body block on him, and so he didn't have a way home. And so instead of standing still and stunning himself, he went to safety. Anyone getting pressured on the ETC, but Blaze is going to arrive. So is Chen. This is it. The red team want a fight win here. An even trade isn't really enough. They need to get something. Mopsio not able to get a good stun off here, though, unfortunately, on the Chen. And Diablo might be falling. The stun not where the flip ended up. And that is the first kill of this fight. 10s are now in. Ancestral is available. The more catching too. And yes. I think it is going to be the beginning of the end. The Blaze stun missing, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. Alvarez is able to walk away. Sylvanas does go down, though. And this is where the blue team are going to really start to get one hand on that tiny little egg cup.
We talked about it against Franco's Egg Postles that Watch Party are indeed a chaos team. They love it when things start to go wrong for their enemies. They will relish in every opportunity, and we saw it there. The Diablo-Tyrande combo has been slick all match, but until this point, and now Chen gets a kill up there. And it was just so chaotic that Gamer Boy couldn't follow up on Diablo. But a great kill there for Chen. May well have stopped and stemmed the bleeding for the Reds.
Yeah, and an early scout as well. They know that the blue team started the boss. So both Chen and Diablo are not going to be near enough to contest. And I feel like the red team should have sent Chen down to try and play for that boss.
Yeah,
Maybe they didn't believe they were still doing it.
Yeah, I think that's what they thought. I think they thought they scared them off, but... yeah, obviously not as much now, as we do have the Bruiser Camp being prepped by the red team and the blue team as well. And they're just saying, look, this boss is coming onto our keep. We'll be fine. We're playing for team fights. We're not playing for macro. They have Sylvanas, right? They can just come back late game and swing it in one go.
Yeah, I think the blue team have got away with murder here, though. They lost the Genji, and now they've been able to take a boss and only trade it out for essentially...
Oh, it's the longest charge in the world as Mopsio finds the engage on Bishop. Sorry, Luca. And anyone's going to have to take this boss right now.
Oh, Mopsio. No, he's not there in time.
They didn't quite have the charge, but they're looking for ETC still as Mosh Pit is available. Does go through, but it's silenced very quickly as we see Chen now.
Renella's in the corner.
Oh, that's going to be a dead woofer here as Rhaegar goes down. It's a perfect opportunity for the Reds.
Oh, Genji. Bishops might have bit off more than he could chew there, but was able to find himself safety and straight away jumping back in. Has still got the X strike if he does need to run away. Look at this though. Boss is going to get zoned out by anyone, and while that's happening, the curse might go over the Maw, perfectly blocking the choke, and this is a cursed boss on their keep trans.
Yeah, Thrall's running all the way over there. They've got this siege camp, but that's only good if they're able to delay the objective. Alvarez is going to have to focus it completely. The rest of the blue team is going to be opening up anywhere else on the map, as they know that there's going to be multiple heroes dedicated to clearing up that boss. I mean, we call it the Genji X strike, but really in this tournament it should be the Eggs strike, Luca. I just want to say. Oh my god, Slater's just said it in the chat as well. A perfect timing. We said that at the same time, Slater, as anyone now pushing forward. Level 13 here for the Watch Party. They are one game away from winning the Eggs Cup, but Chen is saying not yet as Hoplaka gets knocked back. There's no active keep right now. The curse has happened, but is the damage going to be enough? Oh, she gets into the bunker. They're getting in again. Zagara able to escape for the time being, but slowly does go down. However, there's so much macro pressure, Luca.
Yeah, no, huge macro pressure against this red team. But again, at a crucial moment, kills are enough to stem the bleeding. We just need to see the red team, please buff Illidan, get kills in moments where they can be on the go forward, on the front foot. If they can get a curse with some picks, if they can get a boss with some picks, that would be great. They're going to trade their bottom keep, though, for this boss. Or they're not sure if they want to.
Yeah, Bishop's here with anyone, trying to do that last little bit of damage, but Alvirus with those Thrall auto attacks trying to get them away. Still, Blaze in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't have bunker. Last little bit of stuns from Chen, but pushes them a little bit too far away. Has to do a quick drink, quick strike, and the Owl comes in, confirming it with Sylvanas.
Yeah, Bishops, though, is still threatening to play for this tower, although he is going to have to start thinking about leaving.
He's going to be scouted. Oh, that was so good from Bishops. The activation of the vision not quite in time. I don't.
Yeah, he wants the keep. He's playing a keep based game.
Are they going to try and get it? Are they going to be able to get it? I mean,
well, their opponents are either doing boss or they get a keep.
Yeah, out comes the reset. Chen's in a little bit of trouble, but that's going to be Bishop. Sorry, we're going back to Bishops just mounting up using. It's a fun little replay here.
The silliest rotation ever.
As the rest of the... there we go. Bishop. And they're going to get a keep. Boss going over to the red team. The rest of the blues are spread out, but keep does go down to Genji here, as we saw.
Yeah, red team just saying, look, we can't actually stop this. We want to get boss off the map before our opponents have 16, otherwise we'll lose the keep and the boss. They aren't really going to be able to push with it very effectively now, although they might say 16s will come and we just want to go. Though Blaze might have blundered here. The bunker not able to go down in time. The boss slamming him down. They actually, I think, managed to get to cancel on the bunker. That might have been death that cancelled the bunker.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky one, of course, as there's a slight bit of timing. Anyone looking for something, but out comes the Tall the Sunder. The Maw is going to be enough to peel for the time being, but Zagara still goes down. Mosh is still available, but who's going to follow up as anyone and Renella are falling lower and lower. The red team trying to chase them. The Thrall route not quite managing to hit, but a last bit. Ancestral not connecting. It's great kills here for Please Buff Illidan.
Yeah, this is what they really desperately needed. They've now got a boss. Syl's trait is back available again. They should be able to mirror the map and take a keep away. They are, well, Sylv at least is a little bit right now, as Genji is just going to give the keep and going pick up. Ooh, never mind. Not going to go pick up the objective. They want to try and save their keep. Sylv is so right now, Trans.
I mean, Zagara's back in 5 seconds, but Mobster has gone in for the engage onto Bishop. Still, they're being focused by this keep. They have to try and get away. Tyrande fantastic at healing a single target, especially when she can auto-attack. Chen, though, looking for disruption. Blaze still might try and find some sort of big stun. Does find it. It's underneath the boss, though, as Genji tries to find the X strike on top of it all. But still, it is a swift kick from Chen, and Genji is eliminated. And this red team might be looking at kills. They might be looking to play for the game. Anyone looks for a mosh, but doesn't commit, as we have Sunder now knocking Renella out of position 2.
Yeah, 2 kills, but the boss cleaned up. Core still has shields, and there are pults in that bottom lane. So the red team are going to have to back up and defend that very soon, or their core is actually going to start falling.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
little bit concerning.
it's going to take one catapult down from the minions, but
Chen was backing. Okay.
Chen is in time for 0% on the core.
Ooh, there's like 2 shields left on it. It's a tiny little sliver.
2 shields is 2 shields more than you need. As we do have red team, they have the advantage now, 14 kills to 6. It is starting to swing their way. They know that this is the last chance that they will have to stay in the Eggs Cup. This is the grand final. It is only a best of 3 due to the length of today's games. And we now have the red team sharking around this boss, knowing it will go on their core. They have to find the engage. And anyone's done a great interrupt there onto Mopsio, who's trying desperately with the lightning breath just to slow him down. Arian gets the silence. Chen finds the keg and is going on to Hoplaka, who is not able to get the Maw out. And Moshpit gets interrupted. This is potentially a nail in the coffin here for Watchparty.
Genji in the back does take out Gamer Boy with the healer down. There probably isn't an obvious ending angle if Blaze can get to safety. The bunker is available. Mopsio falling low, but he is a W build Diablo. However, 2 members of the red team have, or blue team have fallen.
Mopsio very nearly in danger here, but a great thrall route made that sure Blaze Stun couldn't connect, and Genji going down here as well means that the red team are just able to burst through anyone who turns their nose at them.
Yeah, a nice stagger means they're going to start doing the boss. They want to play for someone here that they don't want to just hit this boss. Mopsio so aggro towards that Blaze, really wants to be able to catch it, but they're losing their mid keep right now, Trans. They are all in on this boss line. They're going to have VTC up in 3 seconds. Mopsio is trying to make space as far away from the boss as he can. The W's are going to make sure that he can sustain himself, but as boss goes down, they might have to get a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, as these minions start to crack the shell of this core, not yet getting to that juicy yolk. That this boss, obviously, it's just a deny play here right now. They're not pushing with it. They have level 20, top boss up in 40 seconds. That is where the real next fight is, Luca.
Yeah, they're going to have boss and curse potentially, and if they can pull that off, that's probably enough for them to win the game. Now, that boss doesn't have to walk through a keep, so the curse is secondary. The boss is probably enough. They so much pressure on the other 2 lanes, though, that if they don't execute this, there's a risk that they get just macroed out of this game. Chen and Thrall are not good off-lane clearers.
Yeah, so much is on the shoulders of Hoplaka, though, to help make sure that they help clearing those bosses, helps in those team fights as well, despite being a very squishy hero who's getting punished a lot by what's coming out from the red team, who are completely surrounding the blues here, despite them having a fort and still this gate and front wall in the mid lane.
Yeah, no, 20's in for both sides. They're going to try and play for Blaze. Mopsio going to get stunned, and now the Zagara damage is going to start padding onto these front liners. The curse is important, but not nearly as impactful as that top boss. They are just going to back away right now, the red team. They're going to pick up that camp before Genji gets too close to it. Probably a sensible decision. You'd feel very sad if that got stolen away mid-fight.
Yeah.
But both sides right now in a very edgy position. Of course, Please Buff Illidan are 1 lost fight now away from losing the Egg Cup. And the silence going down onto Genji. Bishops is going to survive. That is a fantastic start to the fight. Ancestral was burnt, but so were the arrow and the Sunder. And now the red team need to get something. They're down, and ultimate Mopsio is just going to breathe. But Bishops is engaging on Gamer Boys. Sorry, Taronda nowhere to go, but Bishop's less space. He actually goes down first. The Genji not finding the angle. Anyone looks deep on the ETC. Thrall's route is big, but it's a 4-man more. The mosh pit is on top of it for when they come out, but it's cast too early. Oh no, the fight could have been won there and then, but the red team just have the legs to see it through, Trans.
Yes, that more insane, but unfortunately overlapping with Mosh is just a death sentence for everybody. As the curse is claimed, they don't have to worry about defending their core. They can march straight to the blue teams. It is going to be an even series here, Luca, and what a team fight to end it on. Incredible sustain coming out from the red team, allowing them to make sure they can find what they need. GG, well played. Please Buff Illidan will be evening up our grand final series as they take game number 2 here on Cursed Hollow. GG.
GG's indeed, Trans.
We can have a little look at the stats, but what a team fight to end that on. And I mean, it was nail biting there. So much happening on both sides. But ultimately, you know, I was waiting for anyone to mosh. Game number 3, our final game in this tournament, the Eggs Cup for Movember. And thank you everybody who has been watching once again. This could go either way. Both teams competing for Egg Cups. That's the grand prize here. But we have had a phenomenal turnout. I think we had 14 teams overall. Many teams turning up for multiple qualifiers. And please buff Illidan, they've come in the last qualifier. They made some noise. And now they're here in the grand final against other team who also won a qualifier, Watchparty, who made it through the upper bracket, got their easy win, and now they're here against Please Buff Illidan. 1-1, Battlefield Eternity, and it's a Tyrande barn.
I love it. It's just, turns out, what did we know? Tyrande was the best hero in the game.
New meta, everybody.
So much prio on not Battlefield of Eternity maps. I guess you need the Diablo with it, and so they didn't want to first pick the Tyrande and have the Diablo taken away. They did knock out Norway. Avi's not wrong. Nice of Avia to come and join us over from GeoHots. Very, very good to have his support for the whole session.
As we do have Hanzo banned, though. Of course, Bishop's phenomenal on that Hanzo, and on this map, he didn't want it at all.
Yeah, no, neither team chickening out here. We're going to see Blaze as that next fan.
Glad we saved this for the grand finals.
This is it, right? This is our last chance to break each other.
Yeah.
The gloves are truly off. I've been riding them for the past... I haven't been riding them for the past month. I should have been. I should have a list on my monitor right now. Bans make a lot of sense. Hanzo, really good race, really good team fight. Sylve, really strong if you ever get an Immortal, really good team fight. Tyrande, both really high priored by both teams. Don't want to have to play against it. And the Blaze, obviously, is OP, in fact.
Well, with both teams maybe having a long day here, they might be a little bit fried in their brain, but it's Valor as the first pick.
Oh man, those thoughts really scrambled in this moment, but the Valor has fantastic race potential here. You could play her Q style for a really bursty race, or you can build a more AA comp around her. The AA Valor on Bowie does require a little bit more support than the Q style, but Diablo coming out with a Chromie. I don't think teams have quite cracked how to beat this Diablo Electrans.
No, and of course those predictions are up now for anyone who wants to, of who will win the Eggs Cup. That's right, we're predicting for the champion right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
we've really shelled out on at least an Egg Cup each. Trans is going to paint all of them individually. I know where my points are going, because that's Thrall in the 2-3.
Yeah, Thrall against Diablo as well. Really good at shutting down this big hero. The percentage damage that Thrall has, as well as the control, just stops anything that Diablo wants to do. And if they go Sunder, they can try and blow him up. If they go Earthquake, Diablo just has a horrible time maneuvering around the team fight. Diablo, of course, banning out that Garrosh, not wanting that to be a tank. And with a healer option now for the blue team to ban, it could be a Stukov ban.
Could be Brightwing. Brightwing with the Diablo is very oppressive. Could also be that they're worried about something else, though. The off lane is still up. Blaze has been taken away. It's going to be White Mane. Ooh. That makes sense. I'd forgotten White Mane.
Very interesting. Yes. Yeah, so please buff Illidan.
Hang on. Did Aviator just suggest that I would ever pick Crash Lightning?
It's all about Green Thrall, right? Green Thrall is the way.
It's all about Green Thrall. That's, oh dear, man. I apologize, but I cannot let such a transgression slide. Never in my life have I been a Red Thrall believer. That's the Tracer. We talked about it map 1 on the other team. It's got a Malfurion to support it as well.
Yeah.
It's heating up. It's heating up in here, Trans.
Well, they have to be feeling quite positive with this Tracer pick, thinking about the sunny side of their composition here. Malfurion, of course. Malfurion, of course, the support as well. And this is a very squishy composition. And on the other side of things, we have a very, very tanky. We have Bishops picking up the Chen. And that Uther, the spicy last pick here to give a not more sustain. There is no official tank on the side of Watch Party. It is a tankless one. We have seen some incredible tankless competitions in all of the Eggs Cup. And we are finishing here with an Uther, Chen, Thrall draft.
Yeah, the three frontliners and the Anduin all set up to protect their golden goose Vala. Can she lay their way through to victory? As Dahaka for Cesopos is going to be that last pick, Trans. And I think we're going to see probably a very tightly contested game here. The AA Vala has got a lot of protection, but the Tracer and the Chromie are going to try and crack their way through that shell as fast as they can.
You know what? As we go over to our mid-screen, I want you to predict. I know you're predicting the Thrall, but
I've already predicted the Thrall.
Everyone at home, please do predict. This is the last game of the day. And you know what? I don't like the Dahaka pick. I think the Dahaka pick here is pretty weak. I don't think it's going to do enough. Maybe the isolation will be there, but I'd have liked to have seen something else. Who knows? I don't know what to have seen. Let's see. Let's get it in. And it is going to be GG. It is going to be our game number 3. Our final game here in the Eggs Cup. In the tournament, they've had 3 qualifiers. They have had a whole playoffs and are here on the blue team trying to take those Egg Cups home. It is Watch Party with Morenas on that Vala, Ranella on that Anduin, anyone on Uther, Bishops on Thrall, and Toplaka on Chen.
And coming against the Defend the Vala comp is some aggressive damage. We have got Arian on Tracer, Cesopos on Dahaka. Mopsio has got his Diablo, Alvarez on Chromie, and keeping it all together, Gamerboy is on the Malfurion.
So everyone a bit hesitant with their level 1 talents as we are 15 seconds in. Chen having a little think if they want the freshest ingredients, of course. Maybe no rotten eggs here for Chen. As we do actually have Eye of the Tiger, who'll be smacking those barrels in people's faces. It's Q build for Vala. They are looking to try and burst through whoever's at the front, as we don't actually have any spell shield for Mopsio.
I guess the decision is that they don't think Mopsio is the kill target. They want instead to try and pick up this Tracer and make her life really difficult, or try and find an angle onto the Malfurion. Both of those are best served with the key build instead of the auto attack build. And they all here we are, Trans. Back in a full minute of the game already gone. Many more still to come. Mopsio has found Uther. The time trap is going to buy a little bit of time, but the grip is going to save them. Bishops does have to be careful on this Thrall, but Mopsio is falling low as well. Malfurion will not have the same healing that an Anduin and an Uther can put out, as Uther Anduin is such a strong double support setup. The Anduin pumps so much healing over time and has the grip, and then the Uther so much burst protection. The only thing Anduin is missing, an otherwise lovely setup. Tracer gonna get stunned out and is gonna force out her recall. 16 seconds till that's back. She does have the parting gift though on level 1, which is gonna give her some bomb charge when she fires that off.
Yeah, bot lane here. They are just going for the camp now. Morena starting it. The trap being laid in that bush, and they're actually having to commit the cooldowns to clear it, which may mean that they're at a little bit of a weakness as they go towards this bot lane.
Yeah, really playing for every single inch here, Trans. Every minor advantage they could have. But Tracer, again, getting a little bit aggressive. The recall build mouth is there to get them popped up, but Vala doesn't care. She's just AAing this camp down. The red team's rotation has come back. Bishops doesn't really have the angle you want as a Thrall in this fight, and Malfurion is so good. Dahaka digging in. The red team are looking for a fight. Anyone might fall here on that Uther. No, everyone gets away. I don't know if I love this rotation from Lapaka. The Chen coming down is going to try and find some value. I think the soak might have been worth more, but Mopsio caught out. Maybe I'm going to have to eat my words here, Trans's first blood going over to that blue team, and they know Chromie was somewhere down here.
Yeah.
Alvarez ran so far in order to get out.
They did indeed, as blue team do take that small advantage. Watch Party perhaps angry about game 2 going the way of please buff Illidan. And it is all about the early game, of course, here on Battlefield Eternity. If you can start to get that advantage and keep it going, of course, The red team just will be struggling now, a little bit behind. The moment has passed, but Gamer Boy was phenomenal with those fruits. Will they find another one as a big stun comes in from Opsio? And Morenas is already fairly low. It's a great tug, and Valor does go down.
Yeah, now the rest of the blue team are going to try and escape. Bishop's on the thrall, has enough sustain and survivability. Lapaka, though, has to be careful on this Chen. Tracer will follow him to the end of the earth if given the chance. But because they didn't quite get the halftime here, blue team, they are going to be all up and again by the time their opponents do. And so look at them. They're not focusing the Immortal at all. Instead, they're just trying to be aggressive on heroes, which, to be fair, is their preferred mode of being anyway. Bishops is going to get knocked in here. Does have to be a bit careful on the thrall, but anyone has the sustain for him. Morena's respawning now on the Valor. They are 5 and
Cesabos
up.
in a bit of trouble here as the stun comes out from Uther. Hoplaka going over there, but it's, yeah, Dahaka gets away. Malfurion is there.
The blue team have to bring 5 in, though, to contest this race, and they need to get a kill. Diablo is going to be the target, but Uther's falling low. Bishops, can he find somewhere safe? A beautiful juke from him is going to see him get away safely. Anyone is quite low, but Labaga in the back, playing with the Chromie, trying to get her down. Cannot quite confirm that kill, though. The towers are in the way, and I think we're going to see the blue team have to leave this alone now. Morenas on the Valor can't race and also sustain the fight, so they've had to send Thrall to race. Not ideal. A big link from Cesabos is going to see Chen in some danger. Lapaka falling lower and lower. Can he get away? The parting gift was just about enough. Chen didn't feel like he could stop to drink, and that will be a kill and an Immortal going over to the red team.
Yeah, it does indeed mean that they get a little bit of an early advantage. We talked about the blue team having that at first, but so much aggression. That early kill against the Valor, allowing them to have that initial spike now. And with this pushing down the bot lane, Valor, of course, will be able to help clear it out quite well, but Mopsio's aggressive Diablo is more than a dissuading presence.
Yeah, the full W build is going to start coming online now for Mopsio. He just wants to try and reduce the damage of his opponents. They're already close to the edge of what is enough damage to secure kills, and so if he can get big W's out, that'll be massive. You can see Tracer, though, playing for the Valor whenever she has the opportunity. They are going to be able to save their fort here, though, the blue team. The Valor Q talent on 7 definitely helping with that, but I don't think they're going to get anywhere near this camp in time. Chromie Sands make it so tough to rotate in.
Yeah, and they were thinking about going for the whole loop around, maybe even trying to catch Gamer Boy if they knew they were there, but now it is going to be Morenas once again in trouble from this Tracer. A quick bomb put out, everyone's healed them back up, but that is cooldowns used, and an attempt on Bishops, unsuccessful here for the Blues.
Yeah, Tracer's just keeping her rotation going, getting the damage out, trying to find an area of weakness. She's not expecting to kill with that bomb, but she's going to have one charged for the next time she needs it, and this way, she's just asking questions of the opponent team, and then you can see that she's getting more and more damage out here.
Chen comes in.
Alpaca has come in, a big rotation, and now the red team are going to try and back away, but Uther, unfortunately, bit off more than he could chew. I don't think Mopsio wants to go in while the Ghost is still up, though. A mistake there, getting punished 1-for-1 in the end in this bot lane. But look at Dahaka. He is pushing that top lane out. Valor not available to be saved.
The damage is too much, Luca. It is just coming out one after another. Chromie sniping them with these sands, and even with a slight level advantage. It just is so much even for Uther and Anduin.
Yeah, no, fantastic value coming out from them, as Cesabos as well is just making Lapaka's life uncomfortable in that top lane. Fantastic turnaround from Please Buff Illidan. Remember, this is it. This is the one that decides our winner, our Egg Cup champion holders, the Eggs Cup winners of the November tournament, and Trans. Level 10s are in for the red team. They've got the lead, and they're going to try and get some race out on their opponent's Immortal.
This is what I was talking about. You know, having that advantage can just spiral out of control on BO, where you get to the objective, a talent tier ahead, and the blue team just can't do anything about it. Cesabos as well, finding a tongue onto Chen. Chen's looking a little bit low, but it's going to be Morenas who is focused by Tracer. And once again, the parting gift is too much. Anyone not able to heal them up. Hoplaka as well, now rooted after Uther goes down, and the blue team just seem to be falling one after the other in this series.
Yeah, Bishops has to be careful here. There's no fort for him to run to. He wants to pick up the soak for 10s, but he's not able to. Mopsio is going to let him leave, though, choosing not to go chasing and instead burning the Q on that wave as the race. It's almost a full Immortal going over right now.
Yeah. Mopsio, I think, got interrupted a little bit by the minions, unfortunately. They weren't focused yet on the structures and just happened to turn around and give Diablo a little tickle, dismounting him. Sesabos, though, looking for something. Goes quite far in, but it's a good stun, good route here, and Sesabos is in trouble. Chen now zoning away the support, trying to get onto those front. A good time stop means that Chen stops for the time being, but as Arion is in the back line onto Morenas, this teamfight being completely split. The blue team feeling happy about it, but a tongue from Sesabos means that Uther will go down.
Yeah, no D-Shield used before Uther dying is unfortunate. Morenas is trying to use the strafe to turn this fight around, but it's not going to be enough. And with the Immortal pushing down and the Valor dead chance, this is a critical failure for the blue team. They are probably going to start losing their keep here.
Yeah, we have had Please Buff Illidan come in from the third qualifier, making a lot of noise, and as we see, rightfully so, 2 kills to 8. Level 13's almost here. Naplaka desperately trying to do something. They have Keg up in 1 second. They're going to get stunned by the Immortal if they're not careful. But out it comes, the leap onto the mouth. The Malfurion is now the focus. Can they find the kill? And it is going to be a lovely kill here for Watchparty. This is what their composition was designed to do, and they have finally had that opportunity.
Yeah, Keg is such a good answer to Malfurion if you can get in with the range. And as their 10s are in the first straight fight, Chen just says, Malfurion, come and meet my friends. What a fantastic use, the light bomb, making it guaranteed that Alpaca would be able to find the angle. But I have won entire games just based off of that Keg into the Malfurion trans. It can be so difficult and so oppressive to play with.
All right. The blue team are now back in this. They're still a level down, but they have a chance. There's never a doubt. In Heroes of the Storm, there are comeback mechanics, and some would say they are 6.5 out of 10. As we have Sesabos rotating, trying to find the tongue. It's gorgeous. It's onto Uther straight away. No doubt about it. Bishop's now in a little bit of trouble, but it's the bomb from Tracer that is getting onto them. As we do have, by the way, the Tracer's gone for the Quantum Spike to have a little bit of additional percentage damage to try and get through that Uther armor.
Man, you know it's the long cast when Charon's is hallucinating his stitches. Not sure exactly what gorgeous he's seeing, but...
I just said it was gorgeous. Gorgeous. As a perfectly acceptable descriptive word, as level 13s are now here for the blue team. And Hoplaka desperately diving around. They have those evasive maneuvers at level 7 to be able to make sure that Tracer can't put too much damage on them. And the blue team are now sieging this bot lane, practically giving away a lot of pressure at the top, which will be eventually adding up as the hacker pushes it in onto that keep.
Yeah, Mopsio, though, stepping up. Can they get him down? The Sunder is in, but the root whiffing is so unfortunate. Chen is trying to find an angle, and Mopsio is just like, I'm standing in this corner. The Packer might have been off too much here. The D-Shield will keep him up, but Uther getting licked in is going to fall. Valor is going to go down as well. The Light Bomb not going to be enough here. And I think the blue team were just too aggressive. Their window wasn't there, and they overplayed their hand. And again, it's come up right in time for the Immortal phase. This is the dream for Please Buff Illidan.
You said the window wasn't there, but I think that was the only option they had at that moment in time. I think, you know, you're right, that there wasn't the opportunity given to them, and they tried to force the hand. Unfortunately, it didn't play out. And a level 16 advantage round the corner from the Reds, and this Immortal is going to be so strong with Chen now just respawning. It's a long way for them to go to even try to think about defending this Immortal.
Yeah, no, it's going to be tough. I'm worried that because double support style is so difficult to play when you get too many levels down. You need that extra health and that extra damage. It's so difficult to play essentially 8% health down and 8% damage down against your opponents when you're all about that long sustained fight. 16s are a bit of a pipe dream. There's a decent chance they get double keeped here. Now, Aviator was saying some nonsense in his cast about how you need both keeps to be taken down before Battlefield of Eternity starts. I'm not sure where he gets that from, though. I think that this is just bad for the blue team.
Yeah, this is looking really hard for them, as we now have the blue team trying to make something happen. They find the Chen keg onto Diablo.
Bro.
Oh, it's a great divine shield, but once again, Uther's now in a lot of trouble as Mopsio tries to find them quickly. Oh, it's a great route from Gamer Boy, and the pull has to be used. The blue team are sustaining, they are defending, but they've lost that top keep.
They've lost the keep. They've used their ults. Thrall is going to try a Sundering. Cannot realistically get on top of Gamer Boy, though, as Tracer is going to try and kill Valor. The spin isn't enough, and I think this is the beginning of the end. Dahaka is on the core with catapults. Chen has left the game, and I think this is going to be all that she wrote transparent.
Yeah, incredible work here from Please Buff Illidan. They came in qualifier 3. They've come into the playoffs from the bottom bracket, and they will be taking this game. GG, well played. Our Eggs Cup champions are Please Buff Illidan. There we go. The stats will be appearing shortly, but Please Buff Illidan are the champions. They have won the series after battling all the way through the lower bracket. It is a phenomenal work here, and I did hear that anyone had a match to go to right now, and they'll be going off to there. But there we go. Game number 3, the championship, the whole tournament going to Please Buff Illidan, and those who predicted will be awarded their points.